Hey guys, it's Seb here for some more Prismata. Today I'm going to be showing off a replay and doing a bit of talk on getting a good offense. So this set had Pixies, NG Matrix, Immolite, Grimbotch, and Amberilla. Basically, the idea of the game is to put pressure onto your opponent. If you're only building defense, then there's no reason for him not to continue getting more and more damage. In this case, the AI built a Blast Forge, which is a defensive option normally, but he also built an early Pixie, which means he's got potential damage that he doesn't have to use yet. But unfortunately, this also means that you have to be able to block it even if he isn't using it. So I've gone a Conduit and an Animus, so it's much more offensive, and it leads me to be able to build a not so efficient blocker just to be able to soak his Pixie, but of course he doesn't have to use it right now. So it's just got to sit there and wait until he does. In this case, I followed up with some Tarsiers, and I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible. So now with a Steel Splitter and a Pixie, he's got one turn where he can do 2 damage, which will cost me an Engineer, but I'll be able to save my Rhino. But after that he won't have much else. At this point I decided to build a Blast Forge, so I have some extra defense in the form of a wall, which I build this turn. And I'm trying to figure out how early I can get an Amberilla, because it doubles your damage if you're relying purely on Tarsiers. So I'm putting in 6 damage worth of pressure, and he's doing 5. And I'm currently still working out, should I build 2 Tarsiers or what? So I end up building the 2 Tarsiers. And soak as much damage as I can. And then the other thing you've got to consider is that each unit only has a limited amount of resources. NG Matrix only has 4, for example, and he's already used 2. So that lets me be able to transition to getting NG Matrices as extra defense. And at this stage I've also got a massive amount of green stored up, so I can get plenty of force fields. And when I'm putting on 18 damage worth of pressure, which is double his, then that isn't as bad as it normally would be, because it costs 1 resource per turn. And now I've been able to breach his defenses. And I don't believe he has any NG Matrixes left at this stage. Maybe 1 more. So I go into an NG Matrix, get rid of a bit of his damage, and I've realised I don't need the extra force field now, so I can keep generating more and more damage. So it's really important to be able to remove the enemy's units over time. Otherwise, if you're not, then they're just getting bigger and bigger, and you're most likely dwindling. And at this stage, I've won the game, effectively. There's no way that he can come back from this, because I've got 2 Amprillas, and he doesn't even have enough damage to destroy my energy matrix. So when I'm doing 13 damage, I normally assign to destroy the drones first. This just means that they can't generate more units over time. And then I eventually wipe him out. So Amparilla is really strong when you're relying on Tarsiers. And if you can get one out and keep your defenses intact so that the enemy can't breach, then you just continue ramping up and up the damage. So, that's it. I'd beat the Masterbot. That's not some great huge accomplishment, but I have probably a 1/3 win rate now. I used to win versus the Masterbot a lot more, it seemed. There's just certain units that I do really bad against, and certain units that I do really good with. So I'm trying to figure out the different strengths and weaknesses of each of them. And yeah, it's just basically learning the game. If you want to watch that game again, or if you're interested in any of the other games, you can comment below. But I'll have this game in the description, so you can watch the replay and take it at your own pace. So, if you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and tune in for the next episode.